Today, we are talking about how small upgrades to your environment can significantly increase your productivity, i.e., your creativity and productivity. In January, I completed the book Tipping Point: How Little Things Can Make a Big Difference. This is a book by one of my favourite authors, Malcolm Gladwell, and forms the basis of today's video topic. Let me get into an example that I particularly liked from the book to highlight the power of small but mighty actions. In the 80s, New York had a serious crime problem in their dirty, graffiti-covered, violent subways, and as you can imagine, usage drastically dwindled. What's interesting though is that by the 90s, most of the violent crime had suddenly vanished and people were using the subways like normal. And would you believe me if I said that it wasn't because of the police necessarily, but because of a group that I like to call the Hardcore Mop Patrol? Allow me to elaborate. To tackle this whole issue, the NYC subway management appointed a new head. Well, this guy decided that every single subway car needed to be scrubbed from top to bottom of graffiti by none other than the Hardcore Mop Patrol. Any traces of graffiti were removed, and if the vandals struck again, well, so did the patrol. The dance between hardcore vandals and the equally hardcore moppers continued until the side of good won. Finally, the message hit home that crimes, violent or otherwise, were not welcome in a clean, functioning, well-kept subway. This is where I realized that it's all about incrementally investing in our context. With shining subways and stricter management, crimes stopped taking place because the surroundings weren't suitable for it anymore. It just shows that our surroundings shape us on a subconscious level way beyond our imaginings, much like most things in life. Incremental investments can be life-changing. I've personally experienced this shift when I upgraded to a MacBook earlier this year from a laptop that I have used and abused since my architecture school days. And if you know anything about architecture school, you know that it can get rough. With this new laptop, I actually enjoy doing the work instead of waiting like 5 hours for it to simply start up so I can type in my password. Upgrading my laptop has improved my quality of life and, of course, my productivity. Not only that, but the effects of being more productive has led me to incrementally invest in other areas of my life. For example, I rearranged the furniture in my room, and I dug out old artworks and added them to the walls. And finally, I switched up my desk to keep it a whole lot cleaner so it's just way more satisfying to work on it. You don't know which change will be the change, the one that will get you to change your life around, however small. So let me pose a question to you. What's around you that's stopping you from being productive? If you're still stuck, here is one completely free, tried and tested tip that I have done. I've moved my Instagram icon into a folder on the 5th page of my phone, buried amongst a bunch of other apps. The empty space is replaced with my book apps, so every time I feel the need to pick up my phone and check Instagram, my muscle memory automatically taps on the space where Instagram used to be, but is instead directed to the Kindle app, which means that I am forced to end up reading a bit, which is completely fine with me. Just those extra few seconds of having to swipe several pages in or even type in the app name has just made my life even 2% more productive. So today's video takeaway is that it is totally worth it to incrementally invest. Invest some money, some time, or whatever resources you have to make your life incrementally better. Think about what's lagging your productivity and find the smallest way to fix it. This video script was an adaptation of my email newsletter that I send out every other Monday, and if you enjoyed today's video, please consider subscribing to both this channel and my email newsletter, where I go way more in depth and I can literally ramble on forever. So if you enjoy long form writing and cute little illustrations, then please check the link below. I also give handy recommendations to books, videos, and articles that I have been enjoying recently. With that, I will see you next week for another video. Bye!